I'd like to welcome everyone to our yearly congregational meeting. We've never done it recorded like this, but thanks for taking a minute to watch. I'm here, my name is Joel Skinner, and I'm here with the other pastors, Melissa Skinner and Tim Johnson, and of course, our treasurer for our council who served with us for a long time, Mark Johnson. Thank you guys for doing this with us. Our goal on this video, just so everybody knows, is to give everyone a chance to hear how the church is doing in a few key areas. This has obviously been a challenging year, but we are genuinely excited and we're even encouraged about the future of the church. Before we jump in, I want to thank our other council members who have been walking with us through this whole year. So Brandy Selby and Jay Anderson, Stacy as well, and Stacy Anderson served with us for most of the year as well. They have been so faithful and encouraging to us as we worked through so many of these challenges. And we really give them a lot of the credit for the good place that we found ourselves in. As many of you will remember, last year we voted to step out of Foursquare denomination and become an independent church. And our expectation was, of course, that we were just, after that vote, going to spend some time doing what we considered business as usual, but it was only 6 weeks later that we had to stop meeting in person and find new ways of staying connected as a community. So in spite of all of this and everything we've gone through, we are thankful for the opportunities that we've had to minister to each other and to serve this community. And we also want to just say thank you for your faithful support and commitment to the church, which really enables our church to continue to be a place of hope and healing and blessing for our community. So on that note, I'm going to turn it over to Mark Johnson to give us a little summary of our finances and how we're doing.
Yeah, thank you, Joel. And I just want to start off by saying that this congregation has been really faithful in their giving through really tough times. And we know the whole community is struggling right now, and you know, people without jobs and just struggling in various ways. And there's you know, people that are sick and all those kind of things. So, and our giving has been, you know, really pretty strong. We're roughly 75% of what we gave in 2019 for 2020. And that's really good because our expenses are right around 65%. And so we're holding our own, we're able to pay our pastors, pay our bills, and you know, and that's really looking favorable and for the future. And so we really appreciate that the congregation continues to give and support our pastors, support the church. And, you know, financially, we're in good shape. We've got money in the bank, and, you know, we haven't been paying building payments because, you know, we haven't been able to use the buildings. We're able to get out of it, but there are going to be expenses for buildings eventually. And so, you know, we're hoping maybe summer or whatever, you know, we will have a building, and we've got the finances to help us get there. And that's really important because you can't move. Moving isn't free. So we really do have to have some money on hand to be able to move, get furniture or whatever we need to do to be able to move again. So and another thing is we have to have 3 months of budget in the bank by board policy or council policy, and we have that and more. So we're really in good shape financially. And I also want to say that on top of our tithes and offerings, we've given $17,000 to the community, and that is just very generous of this congregation. You know, the people are hurting, and you know, you put money in to help them out, and we've been helping people in for food and shelter and whatever other needs are out there. So thank you for that. Financially, we're in good shape. I encourage you to keep giving, and one day soon we'll be able to meet together again. Thanks. And I think I'm going to turn it over to Tim.
Yeah, thank you so much for that report, Mark. Appreciate your work on that. And thank you, everybody, for just being a part of this faith community. It's such a privilege to be a pastor of this church, and I am so excited about the future of the church. In ways we don't even recognize right now, church is going to change. Well, we're not going back to normal. We're actually launching into the new, and that always excites me as a pastor. I'm looking forward to meeting new people and doing ministry in new ways and seeing what new things God's going to do in our lives. For the practical purposes, right now in the immediate future, we're going to continue with our online worship and messages, which you can see on our website. I'm going through the book of Esther and Ruth right now, some remarkable women of faith, and learning from them. And then in the extended future, the first thing we want to do when the weather improves is have some more of our safe, socially distanced outdoor gatherings. And I just love those, both in the small group setting and in the large group setting, as we're able to do that. Long term, as soon as the vaccines roll out and immunity happens, we are definitely wanting to meet face to face again. Nothing, I mean, online ministry is good, and it's what we've got right now, and we're giving our heart and soul to it. But we can't wait to meet face to face again. There's nothing like in-person gathering. Where we're going to do that, we're not sure yet. We're open to a bunch of possibilities. We've had several churches offer us sharing space with them, so we're looking into that possibility just on a temporary basis. But ultimately, the plan is to get another building, to lease or rent another building somewhere at some time. We're looking at all different areas, trying to find the best deal. A lot of businesses have left commercial buildings, and so we get to reap the benefits of probably a little downturn in the prices of those buildings. So we're excited about that. Storyline, the church that also sublet from us, wants to go with us. They just love us. And so hopefully when we get a building lease, they want to be a part of that, and that'll help us with some of the expenses there. We're also looking at changing our name eventually, not right off the bat, because that would be confusing, but in the future, we're going to change our name because we won't be meeting at Fifth Avenue anymore. Go ahead, email me, send me your name suggestion, because it's incredibly hard to come up with a new name of a church that doesn't sound like a cult or something completely cheesy. So, but we're really looking forward to the future. It's not something we're looking forward to with dread, but with eager anticipation. So there's my little report on that, and I'd be happy to ask or answer any of your personal questions if you want to email me at my church address, which is tim@fifthavenuechurch.com. All right, Joel and Melissa.
Yes, I'm Melissa, and Tim and Joel and I have been working together mostly throughout this whole year as a pastoral team, and it's been a lot of fun. One of my emphases is the focus on bridge building. I don't know if I've ever felt as strongly as I do right now about trying to get past each other's differences and just get people heart to heart and face to face as I do right now. With so many barriers, just physically being distant, and we're seeing people on screens or from far apart, and it just feels like everything in our culture right now is more focused on dividing and separating based on our differences than just embracing the things that we have in common. So right now, the challenge is, how do we love one another without hiding our differences or just faking approval? And I feel like it just requires humility and openness. And so I'm not here to say I have like all the answers yet, but just to let you know that that's something I'm really passionate about, and I'm working 150% this year, as I have been last year, with just trying to solve that riddle and needing to do it together. So I'll be seeking God on our church's behalf on how to effectively build bridges. And I know it can be scary, and we might mess up, and we're all working with blind spots, but we just can't not try. So we are just looking for those, or I like to focus on finding those spots within each of us that are holding us back from each other, and asking God to help us heal in those areas and intentionally take steps toward each other, even when it's kind of hard and awkward. So some of the things that I've been focusing on in this area, you might have seen, I've buddied up with Terry Reed. There's a whole page on our website called, we call them sacred conversations, but they're about racial discussions, because that's a bridge that definitely needs to be worked on. I see also just having political differences and theological differences. We have a pretty open table at our church where we're trying to make space for everybody, but that's where we step on people's toes because we're not requiring you to be the same as everybody else. So that means we're going to get our feelings hurt and everything. So that's what I'm really looking into right now. Like, how do we be a team without being, monolithic, all the same? And also just looking at, like Tim mentioned in the message, just looking at how do we listen for who's been marginalized and bring them into the center and make sure we're all getting an equal space and equal share at the table. So that's what I've been working on, and I'm excited to keep working on in the future this year.
Well, you could probably tell that there are many opportunities coming for us this year to work with God and also for us to practice trusting God. So we want to invite you to consider in this new year what it will mean for you to be a part of this faith community, what it will mean to continue your journey together with us, and how you can actively participate both in giving of yourself to this community and in receiving from the community. I'd like to just finish off this video with a brief quote from Paul and Timothy in their letter to the church in Philippi. And they say this: "I thank my God every time I remember you, constantly praying with joy in every one of my prayers for all of you because of your sharing in the gospel from the first day until now. And I am confident of this, that the one who began a good work among you will bring it to completion by the day of Jesus Christ." And that's our prayer as pastors. That's our hope for our church. And we are very excited, and we trust that God is doing a wonderful and a new thing. So thanks for being along this journey with us, and we hope to see you all very soon.